exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to some more recap and review of the Ohio State Buckeye game from Saturday. So the Buckeyes played Purdue, the number 19 team in the country. They did not play like the number 19 team in the country. Going into the game, everybody was so worried about Purdue because they upset Michigan State. They have all these big upsets against top 10 teams in the country. Well, let's just be frank. The teams that they upset, I don't really believe in. Yes, Michigan State's pretty good, but they really only have a good running back. A really good running back, to be fair. But they really only have a good running back. The rest of the team, their defense, not very good. And I don't see all the hype in Purdue. They have a really good defensive lineman, George Karlaftis or something like that. He's a really good player. He didn't really show up in the game yesterday, but he is a really good player. He's probably going to be in the league for 10 years. So, getting to the actual game, it was a blowout. Blowout from the beginning. And I wasn't really necessarily surprised by it because I know what this offense can do. Garrett Wilson played in this game. He didn't play in last week's game. And Garrett Wilson went crazy. Jackson Smith-Njigba went crazy. Chris Olave went crazy. This wide receiver core, we talk about it every single week, is the best receiving core in the country. You cannot debate that. You cannot argue that. They are the best wide receiver core in the country. All three of the top guys will go in the first round. That's just a guarantee whenever they come out of the draft. They may even go top 10. Who knows? And so, like, CJ Stroud really doesn't have to struggle. You don't even have to be that good of a quarterback to throw. And I'm not saying CJ Stroud's not a good quarterback, but you don't even have to be that good of a quarterback. That's how good these wide receivers are. They're almost too good. And so when this offense gets working, I know the past couple weeks I've been complaining about how this offense hasn't really been as explosive as they usually are or as dominant as they usually are. And that's been a couple of things. Sloppy play, a lot of unnecessary penalties. The offensive line's been struggling a little bit. But they cleaned all that up in this game. There was no offensive line penalties, really no penalties at all. CJ Stroud looked dynamic. He looked very electric throwing the football, 5 touchdowns, almost 400 yards passing. He looked really, really good. The run game really didn't have to do much. I mean, TreVeyon Henderson, that dude is unbelievable. He is so quick. Like, I knew he was quick, but he is just so explosive coming out of the hole. Like, he is just boom, and then he's gone. Like, he hits the hole, and he's gone. Like, you're not going to catch him. So, TreVeyon Henderson is a demon. I mean, Garrett Wilson had 4 touchdowns in this game, 3 receiving touchdowns, and then a rushing touchdown as well. So, Garrett Wilson had a great game. He had over 120 yards. He had 10 catches. Jackson Smith-Njigba had another 120-plus yard game. I mean, it was just everything came together. And yet, I'm still upset at CJ Stroud for not running the football. So there's a scenario that I want to talk about. So I think it was in the third quarter, and they run 2 plays back to back. They run option plays basically, and so CJ hands it off to, I think it was Mayan Williams who was in the backfield in that play, and they run to the left side. And the first time he gives it to Mayan Williams, but Mayan Williams gets stopped like 5 yards or so. But CJ Stroud, if he would have kept it, he had 10, 15 yards of space, and he knew it because he actually did he could have had a huge game. And then they run that same exact play again to the opposite side, the very next play. And this time CJ keeps it, and this time CJ gets negative, like he loses a yard. So like, I don't know if it's CJ not trusting himself with decision making on the run plays or what, because I'm getting sick and tired of CJ not making the right decisions when running the football, and not even running the football at all. Like, I'm getting tired of it. CJ Stroud, and I know his quotes he had early in the week where he said, "I'm a quarterback. I throw the football for a living. If I want to run, I'd be a running back." Like, I understand that, and I talked about this in the previous video. But CJ, listen to me. I know you're watching. Listen to me. I'm just a dumb football fan. But it seems pretty simple to me that if you have a quarterback that is dynamic as a thrower, but also can make you think as a runner, maybe he's going to take off. Maybe he's going to get this extra 5 yards. Maybe he's going to get this first down on a crucial third down. I know you think that you're a great passer, and you are. You're a really good passer. But don't you think you'd be even better of a passer if all that space was opened up a little bit? Because the defense has to respect the run game from you? Don't you think your job would be even easier? The receivers would be even more open because the linebackers are playing up to the line to try and stop you from the threat of running? Don't you think that would be a little easier? So just think about it a little bit, CJ. Just think about it a little bit. I understand you're a tremendous passer. You can throw 60 yards to Chris Olave and get dimes. I understand that. I'm not questioning your throwing ability, but I am questioning your decision making when it comes to running the football and making those smart plays, because it would make your job 10 times easier if you just ran a couple times. At least show the defense that you're willing to run so that they have to respect it. They have to play closer to the line. And then the back of the field opens up a little bit. Chris Olave gets open more. Garrett Wilson gets open more. Jackson Smith-Njigba gets open more. Jeremy Rucker gets open more. Like, all these guys get open more because the linebackers are playing tighter to the line. The corners are playing differently. So, like, it doesn't make much sense why you don't want to run. I don't understand it. So that's I don't want to keep talking about it, but I have to because it just keeps coming up. And I'm worried that in crucial situations against a Michigan State or against a Michigan or against a Georgia or Alabama or whoever we come up against in the playoffs, I'm worried that situation is going to come up and it's going to cost the Buckeyes a big down, and it's going to maybe in turn cost them the game. Like, I don't want CJ Stroud not running the football to be the reason why we don't win a championship. So I'm just laying that out there. The defense does worry me a little bit. This is not a championship defense. This defense still needs work. Denzel Burke is still a solid player, but he did have his struggles against David Bell, and obviously any corner is gonna have his struggles against David Bell. David Bell's a demon. He is a lock first round pick, no doubt about it. He is a monster. He's gonna get his yards no matter what. You could have the greatest corner of all time, and David Bell's still gonna get his yards. So, like, the defense still worries me because Aiden O'Connell had almost 400 yards passing, and I think this defense is better, and I don't think Aiden O'Connell is that great, and yet you couldn't really stop him that much. So I am a little bit worried about this defense still. They still have a lot of work to do before we get to the big-time meat games of the season. So if the defense can figure everything out, the offense is going to be fine. It's just going to be a matter of, will the opponent be able to keep up with the scoring that this offense has the potential to produce? Because we put up 59 points against Purdue. So if we put up 59 points against Alabama, is the defense of Ohio State going to be able to stop Bryce Young and that Alabama offense? Because they're very electric as well. Are we going to be in a shootout with Alabama? Are we going to be in a shootout with Georgia? Are we going to be in a shootout with whoever else is in the playoffs? Are we going to be in a shootout with Michigan? Because Michigan, no, we're not going to be a shootout with Michigan. That's going to be a blowout. But I'm just worried about this defense because it's not where it should be, and I feel like it needs to be a little bit better. But it's still pretty good. I mean, holding Purdue to 31 points, they probably got a little bit too many points in the third quarter, but it is what it is. Buckeyes win 59-31. Probably going to move up to third in the playoffs, I would think. I mean, Alabama played freaking New Mexico State yesterday. How can you evaluate that? We're in November. You don't play cupcake schedule. You don't play cupcake games in November, and Alabama gets away with it. So, I don't know, man. It is what it is. Buckeyes win. I'm proud with the offense. I'm a little upset with CJ Stroud not running the football, and I'm concerned about this defense. I like the defense. I'm still a little concerned, a little worried. Steel Chambers is my favorite player. Like, he is a demon at linebacker. I love Steel Chambers. And so, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.